Calling all nerds. This is More Than Dice, the podcast where we dive deep into the realms of everything nerdy. Whether you're a nerd culture connoisseur, a tabletop titan, a miniature gaming marveler, or just someone who proudly embraces their inner geek, this is the podcast for you. And now here's your hosts, Gonzo, Nerd, and Mizzy.
Welcome to another episode of More Than Dice. I'm Gonzo.
I'm Nerd.
And I'm Mizzy.
Nerd is not able to stream from her camera tonight, so if you're watching us live, we apologize. It is a little cold in her streaming room, so she's going to be in another area just so she can still do the podcast, but won't be able to do any camera work. And she had all this great, I mean, you had all this great makeup planned and your hair styled and just, you know, this.
Oh yeah, I was in full cosplay, you know.
We do not apologize for comfort, though.
No, it is definitely not hands going numb. Yeah. When it's not much warmer than a fridge, it's still too cold.
Yeah, so everybody's getting hit by a cold storm right now. We're possibly in Arkansas going to be getting some snow in probably about an hour and a half or so. So we'll see how that goes. And it's been pretty cold the last few days, so this may actually stick too. So, but for that, let's go and get to the business. We want to thank Turbo Dork for being a sponsor. If you like metallic paints and turbo shifting paints, make sure you check out their channel and check out their page and pick up some stuff so you can actually get some cool paints. We want to thank Creature Caster for sponsoring the channel, makers of Judgment and all the Judgment and all the other Creature Caster models. They do have a My Mini Factory page where you can get a monthly subscription for models and a 5th edition module that goes with those models that you can download and print. We want to thank Cuttlefish Colors for sponsoring the channel, providing us with an awesome set of paints to use with their sketch and glazing system. So if you like that type of stuff, go check them out. They do have some base colors too, so it's not like it's just strictly. They have other things like fluorescents and base colors, so not just the simple stuff. So all the colors things. Other than that, do we have any shout-outs this week?
Not that I saw.
No, not that I saw either.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw that either. Nothing?
No, not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay. Let's get to the most important question of all time. Mizzy, what are you drinking tonight?
I have some peace tea razzleberry because it's delicious. And I went to the dollar store today.
Nice.
Nerd, what are you drinking?
I got some strawberry lemonade.
Did you hold it up and show it to us by instinct?
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Pretend this is... There you go. I mean, we're basically the same person. It's fine.
I'm doing nothing but water today. I'm finishing up the rest of my antibiotics, which will be done tomorrow, and then I may drink something else, but strictly water for a bit. Trying to get over whatever this funk was that's been going around. Plus, my allergies went crazy from doing all the work that I had to do this last few days. Guys, we're going to be doing some streaming and everything. We're still going to do our Sunday night podcast stream, so we're here. Don't worry about it. Some of the streams may turn into hobby streams because we've got hobby projects coming up. All of us need to get working on, so we may be flipping kind of the podcast into a hobby stream night every so often, which will be what we commonly call a hodgepodge night. We'll talk about a subject, but we'll have like nothing extremely planned or whatever going forward. But pass the word around. We can all hang out in the channels. You can actually hang out in one of our other channels and listen to us and get together in Discord and talk about us behind our backs in another Discord channel while we're streaming.
True facts.
So Wednesday night,
Talk all the shit about Gonzo.
I'm used to it. Wednesday night are still going to be hanging out with Gonzo night, where I'll either be playing a video game, working on miniatures. It all just depends. Mostly it'll probably be miniatures for a bit, because we're all kind of getting ready for Adepticon, or at least Mizzy and I are, because you have to be fully painted. So we're going to be working on that, but nothing bad. We're going to have some other battle reports and stuff to talk about, battle discussions. We will not do like filming a battle report and talking about like a lot of other people. We don't have time for that. But we will play games and talk about those games, which is what we're going to do tonight, before we get to the other subject. But before we do that, guys, please make sure you take care of yourself. Look after each other. We've got cold weather coming in. Make sure you're keeping warm. We also have, there's other bad weather coming through, ice storms, snowstorms, so on and so forth. Please just look after each other. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure that you moisturize your hands. Check on each other. If things get bad, check on each other, your next door neighbor. You may not like them. You may not, know them very well, but when bad weather hits and everybody's affected, it's good to go and check on and make sure they're just okay. And as always, if you hear something, say something. If you can do something, do something. If you can't find someone that will, because we've got to start looking after each other more now than ever. Cheers.
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 How's that tea?
So good.
I'm going to go and swing the camera over, even though we're going to be talking about Trench Crusade, but because I wanted to flip this over and everything first before we get too busy. Go over to the paint cam. I haven't even turned it on yet. So
No, Gonzo.
yesterday, Mizzy and I played our first official game of Trench Crusade.
I read through the rules the morning before.
Come on, camera.
Because that's what I do. Procrastinate until the last minute, but I still managed to pull through.
Hopefully you can get my camera back up. What's wrong with my camera?
Is the battery dead?
No, I changed the battery out just this morning, or just before the podcast. There it goes. There it goes. I just had to hit the right button.
Button, Gonzo, damn.
Hit the right button, Gonzo, damn it. And so we played our first game of Trench Crusade, where we had full armies. We played, there's many, many ways to play Trench Crusade. Campaign, just quick skirmishes, you name it, blah, blah, blah. But we decided to play what they consider your one-time army fight, pretty much. And that was 900 ducats and 8 glory.
Yeah.
And glory is that's where you get like your artifacts or special characters and all this other stuff. And usually mercenaries when you get characters. But other than that, it's usually mercenaries and magical items for your army type thing. And so for the most part, if you are a follower of our webpage, you can see our table that we built from scratch using foam and popsicle sticks and so on and so forth. And it actually worked out really well. I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking to the terrain, but I'm just going to spruce it up a little bit. And then we started playing. And this game is deadly. If you do not use cover, it's like Infinity. If you do not use cover, you will die.
Placement is important.
Very, very important. Some weapons can reach across like 32 inches.
36 inches.
Yeah,
Gonzo.
36 on some of them. Yeah. So.
Oh my.
So you've got to be careful because you're only playing on a 4x4, and so you gotta be careful where you go. Make sure you use. I had Mizzy decided on, was it round 1? Because it is an alternating model activation. So I move a model, do everything with it. She moves a model, do everything with it. And I had a Hell Knight, and my Hell Knight was actually pretty powerful. and she hit him with a rocket-propelled grenade and
Look, my
died.
alchemist had one job and she did it well.
Yeah.
She understood the assignment.
She only do it once.
She understood the assignment, Gonzo. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Hit my Hell Knight, and it was this Hell Knight too, which is kind of annoying that he didn't get to go and do some cool stuff. Because he actually has some cool abilities. He has a cool little. He can charge 12 inches without rolling and hits like a fucking beast. Because he uses I had him kicked up with a Hellblade. But my MVP of the battle was this little fucker right here.
Yep.
This is the Path of the Left Hand. This guy can teleport around the battlefield anywhere he wants and just shoots out people. He's a grade A sniper. He was really, really good.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
Of course, I'm really looking forward to painting it up because his actual cloak is made from the skin of something, and his left hand is actually bone and tendons and all this other stuff. So it's like really creepy. But looking forward to that. My losing model of the day was, and I hate to say it, the Desecrated Saint. While this model is cool as hell and has a lot of stuff, he's just too big. He just couldn't get anywhere, and climbing over stuff, he was able to get where he wanted to, but he's just not. He's just a melee beast, and if he would have got to something, he would have killed it, but he didn't get to go very far. Didn't get to do much.
He took
So
out a lion, though.
it did take a lion, and your lions are actually kind of tough to take out. But
Had 3 attacks and only needed 1.
well, it's because the Macabre Blade did it himself. But Mizzy, what was your MVP and what was your losing model that you didn't care for too much?
It's really hard to say who my MVP was because I had some really fun shenanigans that happened. So I love my sappers, which I have affectionately nicknamed the Shovel Boys because they get a shovel for free and they hit people in
Nice.
the face with a shovel, and they also set
Uh,
mines. So, if they set a mine and anybody in the field, my model, Gonzo's model, whoever, as long as it's not that sapper, it sets off the mine and causes chaos, and it's beautiful. So
the good thing is you can trap buildings or you can trap things, not just put a mine down. It's like I'm going to trap this.
yep, and it stays in game even if you take out the sapper that set it. Yeah, words. I can do words. Hey, Cookie.
Hey, Cookie.
But yeah, and then the Janissaries were the one that you didn't kill outright. Thanks, Gonzo. Took out your hellhounds.
Yep.
Just that beat stick. But then there's also my favorite model, and that's the Brazen Bull. He's really good at shooting. He's excellent in melee. So
You really didn't even have to move him.
no, I didn't move him. I deployed him on top of the 4-foot
The
trench. Yeah, words. I can words.
The
You know
pirate
that.
is free. You are a pirate.
Oh,
Do
a
what you
red.
want because a pirate is free. You are a pirate. Hey, thanks for Raid Blades 81. We're talking about our game of Trench Crusade real quick before we start painting. Okay. What about your assassin?
Oh, he's gorgeous. He's a lot of fun. I really liked how he had this ability where he could basically go into 2 spots at once type of thing and then choose where he wanted to. So he can target one model, but then on the way, or he can also attack another model and then decide between those 2 points where he actually wants to land. So
What were
Yeah.
you wanting to do with your assassin?
Have another one and paint him like a ghost
Why do you have to paint him like a ghost?
because he's a phantom assassin.
So sort of like this guy right here.
You. Yes. Yes.
So I
Maybe add some purple in there.
no, he's a ghost.
You could be ethereal purpley.
True. It looks either ghostly. I feel like lighter would be ghostly. The blue gives still sort of like frozen kind of feel.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a ghostly model. I'm going to finish it up tonight.
Okay. But yeah.
So I'm gonna work on that real quick, which mostly is
Fun
just
stuff.
doing some oils and some shading on it before I started on the Warcrow stuff.
So really, for the list that I played, I wasn't really disappointed with anybody that I got to use. But I was disappointed mostly in myself because it was a deployment issue where I couldn't really do anything with my captain. But again, that was a deployment issue and that was a user error. So it's fine. But yeah. Shenanigans, beat sticks, my kind of fun.
We are going to pick up a couple of other armies once they allow us to purchase other armies. We'll be picking up. I'm going to pick up the Heretic because I like the demon stuff, and it uses I can cross use some of the stuff, but also Artillery Witch. I want to use her so bad because she's just going to be so good. And then there's a couple of other models like the Sin Eater and just and the Infiltrating Assassin, the Desecrated, or there's some type of I can't remember, a commando. He's like Wolverine. He has double claws and he just goes and just beats the shit out of you. He has the stealth and everything. So I'm looking forward to him. He's going to be really neat. But we had fun. We're probably going to do the campaign and do a campaign and look at it and see how it is because it was actually kind of fun. The game plays very quickly, very easy. 2 to 5d6, take the highest of the two or the lowest of the two. That's pretty much the entire thing.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's not hard at all. That's pretty much how the entire game plays. So, not a big deal. I know Mizzy says she wants to play the Trench Pilgrims. And they look pretty. They have actually guys that are bombs themselves, so they run up and they just blow themselves up. So, but there's a couple of other things. So we really enjoyed it. We thought it was really good. We can't wait to play some more games. I know some people were asking, how does it play with more terrain? You have to have more terrain. If you don't have a lot of terrain, you're just going to get shut off the board, or everybody's just going to kick the shit out of you. You've got to use cover. Got to run and hide. So it's just kind of how it is. Mizzy, what do you think? Play again?
Again, and yes, appropriately chaotic for me.
It was a lot of fun. The rules are still in beta. The rules are free for download, so you can go ahead and get to them. And if you want to play, you can go do it. They will be selling the STLs again. They just wanted to get the Kickstarter people their stuff before they send it out to everybody else again. So that should be sometime this month. We're going to get the ability to buy more STLs. So I should have bought them to begin with when it first happened, but monies.
But monies.
So, there's our quick review. We enjoyed it. We liked it. Rules are free, model agnostic game, so you can use whatever ones you want.
Go blow stuff up.
Yeah. So go kit bash whatever you want. If you don't want to use the official, I like using the officials just because I have a 3D printer.
Yee.
And definitely we'll be doing a campaign set because the campaign looks fun because it does the um, this model dies, but what happened to him when he's taken out? Well, we roll on the chart. Oh, he lost an eyeball. Okay, cool. Type thing. So I'm not going to be working on my Warcrow models. These are 2 of the 6 I need to finish for Adepticon. I'm waiting for the other models to come in. They haven't hit the. They haven't gotten them from the store yet, so we're waiting on those.
Is
Oh, fuck.
okay, Cookie, but Nerd is trying to not be cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to freeze to death, so I am inside with the laptop, which has a terrible camera. So,
Yeah.
plus, I figured privacy. So,
Um,
studio is studio.
So, but we wanted to talk about what we plan on doing for the year. At the very beginning, we did talk about the podcast. Podcast still going to go on, still be a Sunday stream, a Wednesday night. Either Gonzo will be doing models or streaming a video game. Just all depends. Attitude, everything else that goes along, just depends. And then that's pretty much about it. We're business as usual. We'll do some other videos or whatever on things, but business as usual. Um, Other than that, um, we haven't talked about like conventions and stuff we're going to go to or anything like that. I know that we're all going to be talking about Adepticon in just a few minutes because all of us are going going to Adepticon. If you are going to Adepticon and you hear this, please make sure you look us up because we will actually have treats for people that follow us, and the only way to get these is to get them from us in person. Um,
And there
I
will
have
be special things that unique things that you can get from all one of each for all of us.
yes, and you can only get it from each of us. It'll be like a Pokemon, so
Gotta collect them all.
gotta collect them all. Um, which reminds me, I have to get those ordered.
Which
You
I think
need
I have what you need ready.
okay, because that was the other thing is I need to have you to get the things ready for me.
I think I have the things ready. Hail hydrate, everyone.
Hail hydrate.
Hell hydrate. Um, but we have to. You gotta see us at Adepticon. Gotta find us at Adepticon to get them. Um, and then you'll be able to collect them, share them up, blah blah blah. We don't care, but you'll have to wait. Just have to wait. You'll have to be
Eat the
there.
things with stuff.
You have to find us locally or find us at a convention to get them.
Yes. Nerd, are you doing sparkling water today or just strawberry lemonade type thing?
The strawberry lemonade.
There you go.
So, but I know that we'll get to Adepticon. We know all 3 of us are going to Adepticon, and we're going to talk about our plans and all that other fun stuff in a little bit. But what other things do you plan on doing this year, Nerd?
I have an art trade piece that I need to finish. I've got the stuff that you're sending me
It's only
to
6
at least
models.
start. Only. I want to try and finish my goblin bookend and then get some more, probably smaller models. Start working on some of my smaller model collection because I'm painting a lot of big stuff like busts and whatnot. So maybe change it up and paint some smaller stuff periodically.
For the models I sent you are smaller ones.
Yeah.
So you
I have a goblin baby demanding food. He's like, Mom, you're inside. Food.
Me Seymour?
Exactly.
Sorry, I had to clean that model up. What else are you doing besides that? I mean, are you going to any other conventions? Any other things that are planned?
Uh, probably Dragonfall again. Since Tony wants me to run the community paint and pass again, like I did this last year.
Uh-huh.
So go up, stay with Falling Freely, and hang out for the weekend. Then Adepticon. Otherwise, I have no other cons planned for this coming year.
Cons are expensive. That's something
Cons
people.
are expensive.
I mean, I looked at it. Now I want. Before we do that, we'll talk about the cons are why cons are expensive in a little bit. But Mizzy, where do you plan on going? What do you plan on doing besides following me around?
Adepticon and Warfare Weekend, because one, I don't always follow you everywhere, and I do my own thing at Warfare Weekend. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you don't have to. You actually partially work at Warfare Weekend anyway, so.
I do. I make time for one game, and that is the narrative event. Now, if things change and stuff happens, and we maybe add a game, that would be really cool. So I could play some Warcrow. That'd be awesome, but we'll see.
That's kind of a wish list thing for me.
It'll be interesting because Warcrow with it coming up and everything. Hopefully we can get an idea of what it's going to be like. Because nobody's running an official event yet until Adepticon.
To Adepticon.
Yep.
But I'm excited to see what they do. Hopefully, it's what I'm expecting, and it's going to be great.
Yeah, they are saying it's a narrative event, so it'll be kind of interesting. They did say they're going to have a tournament style thing coming up, but we don't know when that's going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see.
I will stick to the narrative stuff because that's me. You can go off and do the tournament stuff. How about that?
Yeah, you'll probably do the tournament stuff if it's just nothing big. It'd be nice to see what the
If
tournament
it's
theme.
casual enough, I will.
Yeah, which we won't know until after it happens. It's still a brand new game, so we don't know.
It's a maybe.
So let's go ahead and talk about. I'm moving to the same thing. I'm not planning on hitting any major cons besides Adepticon because of expense. And I talk about that for the simple fact that I look to see how much it's going to cost. This is just the badge and 3 games that I want to play. There's Mizzy and I are looking forward to the Warcrow narrative event and then 2 events of narrative of War Machine. And just to get those 3 events and the badge, now I am buying the VIG badge if I can get one. That's gonna be over like almost $350.
The basic badge plus those 3 events is going to be $110 for me.
Yeah. That's not counting hotel and all that stuff. And there's nothing. I mean, there's not a dog on anybody. We know that. Conventions are just expensive. And so people are
Being
going
a
to make.
nerd's expensive, Gonzo.
Yeah, people are just going to have to, pick and choose where they go this next few years because, I mean, it's expensive.
Yep.
Really expensive.
Like, I would love to go to Reaper and Dragon with Nerd, but I ain't got the money for
That's
that.
a long. Yeah, that's a long ways away. That's even farther than Adepticon.
Yeah, I'd like to go to Reaper, and that's not too far from us. But,
No.
That's just over in Texas, but still. That's just.
Have hotel money.
Yeah, you got the hotel money that has to come in there to the effect too, so it's just expensive. Damn army painter brush. Already curled up. So but that's kind of what we're kind of headed at right now is we're just pretty much staying 2 conventions this year. I'd love to go to Gen Con just one day for, the vendor hall, but one day is still expensive as crap. So just not going to happen. So we're planning on hitting Adepticon, and all three of us are going to Adepticon, basically.
I vote that we take a new profile picture while we're at Adepticon.
Oh, shit. That means you'll have to, like, do your makeup and dress all
I
up
don't
and
have to do shit that I don't want to do.
everything. Yeah, but knowing you want to glam up.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a goblin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you could be a glam goblin.
I could be a glam goblin if I feel like it.
If I can be a glam goblin, you could be a glam goblin. Hell, they even did a glam goblin on Dragula. You're fine.
Okay, I'll tell you what. If Nerd is a glam goblin, I'll be a glam goblin.
For Adepticon?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, so y'all have to figure out a day that y'all have to be a glam goblins.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could totally do that.
Totally.
Totally.
Like, oh my god.
Totally.
Oh my god. Oh my god, shiz.
Hey, nobody's made you talk like anything recently, so you don't have to worry about that.
No. Sorry, did not mean to yell.
Speaking of that.
Like, God damn it, Konzo.
Damn it, Konzo.
Okay. I just wanted to see what the option was. I'll let somebody else do that.
But
Okay. So I'm looking at the events for Adepticon.
mhm.
There's a class called Way of the Beard.
Oh.
And I'm laughing that the guy, or at least the profile pic for the teacher, he is beardless. I find that kind of ironic.
Maybe he's just beardless in that picture?
Maybe so. We'll have to find out. But I'm curious about that class now.
What is the
Way
class?
of the Beard. That's what I'm
Does it
scrolling
have a
back to.
description?
Yeah, so if you can go into Adepticon.
Learn to sculpt hair for your miniatures with this hands-on experience. Okay.
Interesting.
So handling epoxy putties like green stuff and milliput on a small scale, sculpting and composing hair to enhance your miniatures, small size, for more direct coaching and feedback. Bring your own model and tools if you like, but all materials will be provided, but beginners welcome. I'm like, that actually sounds like a fun class.
So let's
How
talk
much is it?
about classes at Adepticon. After she tells how much it is.
Hold on. Now I gotta find it again. There we go. It took me out of the website. Now I gotta find the class again. So give me a minute.
You can search for way or type in beard and
Oh, that's true. I'm doing this on my phone, so.
oh yeah, that.
Nope, I typed bears, not beard.
It sounds like a nerd thing. While she's looking that up and she's getting into it, if you do not sign up and get classes right away, as in the moment registration goes live, you most likely will not get the class. Adepticon is very notorious for selling out.
It doesn't tell me how much it is.
It should say on there, but
We'll look at it later.
yeah, for the people that don't know, these classes sell out so fast it's not even funny. It is extremely fast to sell out, and I'm talking in like seconds.
There was one year that I was able to get in and sign up for Jim's basing class, and then I turned right around, went to go sign Erica up on her badge, and it was already sold out.
That tracks.
Yeah, so very much. Let's see if we get the red circle of death this year. What do you think? What do you think our chances
You
of getting the
shut your mouth, Gonzo. Do not put that evil on us.
What are you talking
I
about?
cannot handle that. The amount of anxiety that caused. No, you shut up.
So was it last year or the year before?
Year before.
Yeah, year before they decided to use something different and server wise to do registration. And of course, as soon people slam the servers like crazy trying to get their classes, and it gave everybody a red circle of death, and you couldn't do anything because it was so jam packed.
You just had to sit and wait and pray.
Oh, I found the cost of the class. Oh, geez. It's $165 for the Way of the Beard class.
Holy crap, that's an expensive class.
Yeah, it is.
Man, that's pretty expensive.
I will not be knowing
Yeah.
the way of the beard.
I will not either. Otherwise, that is the one class I take.
It's pretty expensive for a class. But Adepticon
Yeah,
is
it
known
is.
for selling out very quickly on classes, on everything. So you get it and you get everything, and you just hope and pray that once you hit submit, you've got it.
Yup.
Which they should implement a system that when you click to register for the class, it holds that spot for a certain amount of time, like Event Tabletop does. Like, oh, you've got this event until blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes or whatever. I don't know how they do it, but there was a lot of problems last year or the year before.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
super easy. Like, if we could have a repeat of last year, that would be great because
Yeah.
that was so smooth.
Yeah, last year was pretty smooth. The VIG or Super Badge or whatever you want to call it, they plan on doing like 2,000, and I think that's it. So not bad. You got a good solid chance to get one. It's better than what they have been doing, where it was you signed up for it, and if you got it, they charged you for it, but it was random if you got a VIG or not.
Oh yeah, the lotto system.
And then the next one was another lottery system and it was even worse. And then now it's first come first serve, which I think is better. That way you don't have to guess or whatever.
Yep.
And last year's VIG was not too bad. It's the weakest one they've done so far, but it was still good. Thank you for the subscribe, follow, whoever that was. But it's still good. So if you want to get a shit ton of stuff, that's the best way to get it. So,
But do not go broke.
no, don't go
In a
broke.
badge. If you feel like you have limited funds, put that towards the vendor hall, like me.
Yeah, because that's hopefully we get the
Yep,
vendor hall list
that's
pretty soon.
yeah, that's more what I'm interested in, more so than classes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can sit down and talk to people at the tables, like assuming Fort Wapple is there. Do we have any confirmation if we'll have a Fort Wapple?
I'm pretty sure we will. We'll have a Fort Wapple. I don't know if it's going to be called Fort Wapple, but I'm pretty sure we'll have a version of Fort Wapple somewhere in there. We don't know how everything's going to get set up yet. I know that the vendors were given early access and were able to look at the
Okay.
thing. They did do the, let the vendors come by and um, all that stuff recently because I talked to a few people that were vendoring, a few of the people that run companies, and they were like, "Yeah, we get to see. It's going to be great." Blah blah blah. Everybody was pretty happy with how it was, which is good because you keep them happy. They bring in a lot of people, and they bring in a lot of money too. So
I hope that we'll get more space in the vendor hall
oh
so
yeah,
that we don't feel like we're packed sardines.
Yeah, because that was awful this last year at Adepticon. Oh my god.
Especially on Friday and Saturday. That was
And Friday was
insane.
when I arrived, so I hit all of it.
Ew.
yeah. Adepticon does not allow you doesn't require you to have the badge to go to the vendor hall, and so it is a lot more people than normal. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Gen Con, you have to have a badge to get into the vendor hall in that area. Adepticon doesn't require that, and so it gets a lot more people
That
than
makes
than
sense.
than you're supposed to. And I understand the reason why. There's nothing wrong with it, but it can get very packed very quickly. And yeah, last year very much was a pack like sardines. You were at some points walking elbow to elbow.
It was very anxiety inducing, and I cannot handle that again.
Not as bad as Gen Con, but still bad.
I will never go to Gen Con
Yeah.
unless you strap me to a leash and make me not run away in terrifying and screaming.
Yeah.
But so our wish list is one of our wish list items is to make sure that the vendor hall is
Has the space.
has space and lets people I'm sure they're gonna have a ton more vendors. Hopefully they have all the vendors pretty much all together because I really like
Mm-hmm.
it when the vendors are together and we don't have to like trample all over the place to get stuff. Um, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that there was vendors here. Let's go over here. But with everything being in one building now, we should be able to have that. Fingers crossed. Um, so wish list number one, better vendor space.
Yeah.
All right. I'll need that. Where is my other one? Nerd, what's one of your wish lists for Adepticon this year?
Hang out with as many people as possible. Remember to get pictures, and collect all the stickers.
Yeah, sticker collecting. If you don't know, sticker collecting is a thing. Usually, everybody's water bottle is like covered in stickers because everybody collects everybody's stickers from
Water bottles,
podcast.
wet pallets,
Yeah,
Like so.
everything.
yeah. Please do not put
Yeah.
stickers on parts of the building, or we'll get that taken away. I know one year they got pretty upset at people because I guess people were taking their stickers and sticking it to the walls of the convention hall, and I'm like, really? Don't be a dick.
Ooh, there's a never poke a sleeping dragon class. It's only 66 and it's all about painting dragons.
See, there
That's
you go.
cool.
Yeah, I might have to try and get into that one because that would be awesome. Ooh, Zambies is teaching a fur textures class.
So,
I don't think I have anything furry that I'm painting anytime soon.
so the social aspect of Adepticon, make sure you keep your social battery in check. Because you will be, you will have to you will be talking to a lot of people, seeing a lot of people from different podcasts, different, developers, you name it. So, keep your social battery in check.
You are
Um,
to find a quiet space and decompress.
that's going to be interesting to do because, at the previous one, you had the restaurant and that area up there that you could go decompress in. But
So last year, I actually couldn't do that very easily. I had to find a spot like by a very far window on the second floor where people were still playing games, but it was still quieter than where the restaurant area was.
oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because it's going to be packed whether you like it or not. So it'll be interesting to see where you can get away, and that's the best way to put it is to get away.
Yeah.
I know that's like one of the things people that people like to do is just kind of get away from the convention a little bit, but not be, in your hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
And with no hotel officially connected to this, you'll have to, even though you can walk to most of the hotels, it'll be an interesting sight.
Indeed.
So,
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But
there
I'm
might be
hopeful.
another class I need. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I finished my thought. We're good. What you got?
Zambies is doing a whim dark, vibrant yet spooky.
Ooh. That's
Think
a
of rainbow
strategy,
in the
though.
dark. So, yeah, to
That sounds like
achieve building up layers to achieve a stylized Nightmare Before Christmas look.
that'll be cool. That
if
sounds
I had the
interesting.
money, I'd sign me up right now.
It's only it's only 50. I am totally gonna try and get into that one.
Here for it.
Yes, please.
Plus, it's Zambies. Zambies is always fun.
We love
Yeah.
Zambies.
I also like if I could afford it, I want to one of these years I want to take Epic Duck's comic book style class, the off the page onto the mini or something. What is it? Off the page onto the table.
Yeah, if you came.
Which, speaking of Zambies, is Zambies and JJ going to be doing their worker stuff again?
That I'm looking to see if that comes up in here.
Okay,
I don't know if she's teaching.
that's fair.
Oh, Brush for Hire is doing his Get Good at Galaxies. That was a really fun one.
I know that Erica is wanting to do like 3 of his classes. Because there was a couple last year that she really wanted to get into, but
Yeah,
they sold out.
Sparkly Unicorn Farts.
That one.
Let's Cotton Candy this bitch and Get Good at Galaxies are like the 3 that I saw.
Yep, it's those.
Yep.
Yep. And here's the kicker: if you do not buy these or get into these the minute of, you most likely will not get it.
Yep.
Like, yeah, there's always a chance with the wait list, but it is very slim. Yeah.
Very slim to
I need
none.
to that means I've got a week to convince my husband to let me sign up for some classes.
You can do it. I believe in you, nerd.
It's already going to cost us $1,000 just for me to go to this without registering.
I believe in you, nerd. I'm willing it into the universe for you.
Thank you. What should I? Chant for me.
So let's talk about vendors, and not really vendoring,
Ooh.
particular people, but what are you looking to purchase? Anything on the wish list?
More workrow models that I don't have that I would want to use.
And that's gonna be a kicker because we don't even know what they're going to have there this year.
I know.
I hope they have the elves. That's one of my wish lists is for Corvus Belly to have the elves there because I want my elves and I want to play my elves.
And you want your elves right meow.
Yep. I want my elves.
Yes, JJ and Zambies are doing their demo of Warcry again. I'm only seeing one.
I definitely will be looking to pick up possibly a couple of few miniatures from games that we've been trying out. I don't have to worry about Trench Crusade. I'm not worried about that. There's really nothing for War Machine that I'm planning on picking up because I've got the faction I want, and I don't think there's anything coming out anytime soon. But I definitely probably maybe pick up something from Blackout or something like that. There's a couple of games I want to try and test out. I'm sure this is going to be a good one to do demos at. So it'll be very interesting to see what new game companies we have or what games we have that we can test out. But there's a few games I'd like to see or do or get. So we'll have to wait and see. But definitely want to look for a new airbrush more than anything. I want an airbrush that can do fine detail work.
Ooh.
That's my thing, is I want to find an airbrush that I can do fine detail work. Because the ones I have right now, they're okay, but when I want to do small, fine detail stuff, I want to find an airbrush for that. That's one of my big kickers, which I'm sure I'll be able to. I think Big Kid Creative had a bunch of stuff there. I just didn't have the money to even think about it. So I will have to wait and see.
Looking forward to the t-shirt vendors. If there's any that are there, like Savage Sparrow Studios.
She wasn't there last year, was she?
No, she wasn't, which made me sad. So I'm not necessarily expecting it this year, but it would be nice if a miracle happened.
Game wise, I'm really looking forward to playing Warcrow with other people and playing in the
Yay.
narrative. That'll be really fun as playing the narrative. Because they're doing a big narrative campaign. Hopefully, we get our tickets for that. So we just gotta wait and see. But that's pretty much about it. I mean, I almost got this guy completed. Just got cleanup work to do and fix his face. His face.
I'm excited to see. Is Neko Galaxy gonna be there? I can't remember.
I think they are.
So I'm curious to go check them out in Big Child Creative, though I probably won't be purchasing them, just seeing what's new. Because I have vowed to not buy any models this year unless it's for my Dragon for Adepticon next year. But I definitely will be checking out like probably Turbo Dark paints.
Oh, check out our boys.
Yeah. See what I know there's some stuff from Cuttlefish that I want to get. Specifically their neon base colors that they have now. And some new lids for Cuttlefish. They've got flip top lids instead of
the squeeze
the
tips.
the squeeze tips. Yep. But I was also talking to Ryan from Cuttlefish about maybe getting one of their dry brush boards with my logo on it, which I think would be fun.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to any new product or new things coming out. It'll be interesting to see what's going on, but everything's got to be a wait and see. What time are we at? Oh, we only got like 5 minutes
Hey.
until the
I just
media
remembered
stuff.
another movie. While we were talking, I remembered another movie that I watched like last night.
But definitely some new. I don't know what new products are going to be there. You know what I would really like to see? If someone had a demo of the new Gundam miniature game.
Oh yeah. Dexter showed off that video and I was like, okay.
So for everybody that know, they are making a Gundam miniature tabletop game. Looks like it's going to be hex based. I didn't get to watch the video yet either, Mizzy. But
Fail.
yeah, no, big fail on my part. But
I saw something before Gonzo. Yeah, go me.
but Gundam is always popular, and just depends. I'll have to I'll keep an eye on it. It would be nice to see if I had that there, because that way we could test it out and see the miniatures.
Maybe bring it home.
I doubt it. I bet you they're going to do it as a Kickstarter. But, or maybe they won't do a Kickstarter. I don't know. I'll have to wait.
Let's find out.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch the video to see if they had like a release date or something on that. So,
I don't remember seeing one.
but it would be cool to see it there, so we could test it and see what it was like and take pictures and all that other stuff. Because we're definitely going to do an after Adepticon report on the game on our convention. So, we'll definitely be doing that. But I hope for convention wise, I hope we have bigger areas to walk for the vendor hall. I hope we have a lot of new games that we can do for demoing, so we can do tons of new demos. Hopefully have some new product. Hope everything runs really smoothly for the registration, because that's always been I wouldn't say a bad thing, but it has happened, and we're hoping that they've got all those bugs fixed and ready and good to go. Because even last year, it wasn't bad last year, but there was some hiccups last year. But they fixed them, so. We will see what's going on. I mean, Hank and the crew worked their butts off, and they did everything can, so. It'd be interesting where see everything set up and how it's set up. Because, the guy that has the vendor booth outside with all the Warhammer stuff and everything at a cheap discount on a lot of old product, that was outside the vendor hall. And it'd be interesting to see how they have all that stuff set up. Which I'm sure they'll have maps pretty soon that we can look at. Vendors or, where everybody's going to be, how everything's kind of set up, so we can kind of look around for it. And I'm sure they'll have a version of Fort Wapple there, because it's a very popular place. Plus, it's where a lot of people put all their paints so people can try them. All right, Mizzy, what do you think?
Do I think? It's ghosty.
You ready to go? I can seal them and send them to you.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll get to you Saturday.
Okay.
All right, let's go and switch over to
the media
section. I saw chat finally. Shadow Sword, there is going to be a Gundam miniature game. It looks like it's going to be played on hexes. So we know. I didn't get to look at it. I'm sure Mizzy should have shared that to our Facebook post, but she probably didn't.
I am a slacker, and I did not. Thank you.
And yeah, Cookie says it's Bandai, so the model should be good. They look like they did show off a sprue, and the sprue looks very simple. It's not because the models are only going to be about 2 to 2.5 inches tall, so standard miniature size roughly. But they are on hex bases, so it's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So. Other than that, media section. I know Mizzy said she had at least 10 things to talk about. Nerd said at least 15, and I only have like 4 or 5.
That tracks.
You're lucky if I have 2.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and start off one together, because I rewatched it, and with you and Erica was Skeleton Crew.
Yep.
So we watched. Mizzy finally caught up to. She was missing 2 episodes, so she watched last week's and the weeks before, and she finally got her episode that she was wanting of KB.
Yep.
Nice.
I knew I was going to love her. I just didn't know how, but I had a feeling, and I was right. And, oh, the feels, man. Oof.
Skeleton Crew still is good. The episodes seem too short though, in my opinion. And my biggest problem is not that the episodes are too short. It's just like, yeah. Fuck, gotta wait till next week.
That part. Which
'Cause you,
again that is my whole problem with watching shows weekly is I want to binge it.
Yes.
Give me all of it right now.
Yeah.
I do not have the patience for it.
Yeah, the show's been great. I think the characters are good, the story's good, everything's been really good. Uh, yeah, and it's right. It is a treasure planet Goonies vibe show, which is great. There's no problem with that. We all like it. It's been, well worth it. All the characters have been fun. Every character gets to shine. Every character has problems. Um, Everybody wants, you see which ones are trying to be heroes, and they try, and sometimes they fail. Poor Wim.
Wim tries, okay? He
Yeah.
tries.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Cookie would like a Swiss Family Robinson Star Wars now.
Oh, it could be. We don't know what's going to be coming up. Okay. Looked like I was crashing for a minute. But we will just have to see how everything goes. I'm really enjoying it. I like the characters. I like how everything's going. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Mizzy, what do you think on this week's episode? Or the last 2 weeks?
I really enjoyed them. Give me more, and I still love SM33 the most.
I did find it was hilarious. He had some pretty funny things this week. SM33 attack. Like, yeah, that's not happening. So, I mean, they only say we're going to get 8 episodes, so we only have like 2 more to go.
Fine.
Yeah. So, other than that, Nerd, what's your first one?
Dr. Stone. It was an anime recommended to me when I was on stream a few weeks back. I was looking for a new sci-fi show, and somebody recommended this one. A mysterious light turns everybody on Earth to stone, and then 3,700 years later, one of some scientist guy emerges and tries to rebuild civilization and unpetrify the people. I'm only a few episodes in, but that's kind of the gist so far. It's fun. I'm curious to see what else, where else this goes. You've got like the smug, smart scientist guy, the guy who only stayed conscious the whole time is because of his undying love for his friend that he's trying to rescue. Yeah, it's an interesting little cast of characters so far. But I'll give it like, I don't know, 1.5 space RBs. Not terrible, but it's not like mind bending.
Yep. All right. I finally got to see all of Creature Commandos, which is on HBO. I think all of it, or maybe there's like another episode. Yeah, there's another episode or 2 coming out. But Creature Commandos is the new DC Universe stuff. It is done by James Gunn, and he's creating all of it and writing it and directing it and so on and so forth. Actually, he's doing some voice acting in it also. Creature Commandos is like Suicide Squad, but the bad guys aren't human, or ones they don't deem as humans, so they can let them do whatever. Pretty much, it's Lady Frankenstein. I don't even know all the characters. Weasel's back in it. Each episode has been given. There's a story for each character so far, and a little background on them. I think they're rewriting Weasel just because Weasel supposedly had killed a bunch of children, and that doesn't look good when you glamorize somebody that's killed a bunch of children. So maybe I don't know if it's rewritten or it's the true stories come out or not. I'm not a DC person, so I don't know. So if you know, let me know. But it is a cartoon. It's not been bad. It's been okay. Um, some of the episodes are just okay. Some of the episodes are fine, but they are trying to do all their characters and give a backstory and all the characters. And so we've gotten all that already, minus one person. So we got one more person we got to hear a backstory on, and then they can get to the story a bit more. And I think that's the problem is we got a lot of backstory. Um, but they intermingle it. It is an adult one, so no kids. Very much adult themes. There's some sex scenes in it, so just forewarned. It's been all right. It's got like my 2.5 meh. It's just okay, just there. It could be better. Um, does it make me go, oh my God, James Gunn's gonna save the DC universe or not? But we'll have to wait and see. So want to go for it, Mizzy?
I finally watched the Doctor Who special that
The
they came
holiday?
out with.
Yep.
The holiday one, yeah. With Nicole Cullen. I think that's how you say your name.
Yep.
His words.
Okay.
She is precious and wonderful, and I loved her. Nishuti is great as the Doctor, coming from someone who doesn't really know a whole lot about the Doctor, but also I just love his acting anyway.
And
Fair.
they've called him the crying doctor almost because he is very, very emotional doctor in this, and it's good. I like this.
He will get you in your feels.
Yeah.
Right in the
And-
fields.
Oh yeah. I really enjoyed it. Again, I'm not the biggest Doctor Who person, but
Yep.
I wasn't mad at it. I really liked it. I'd give it probably a 1.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a little picky, I would say, about the timey-wimey stuff, but I like how they do it too, because that's like the whole point of Doctor Who. So even though some of it's weird, I'm not mad at it.
By the way, we do have a lot of new people in the channel. We do have 2 rating systems. How close is it to Casablanca, aka Almost Perfect movie, to Cats being the worst movie ever made, and then we have our rating scale, which is 0 to 5, based on space herpes. The fewer space herpes you get, the better the movie. And so when we say it's a 0 or a 1, it's near perfect. If it's 5, it's shit. So, AK, in case all the new people are in here.
That is a 50 gajillion space herpes.
Yeah. So it's
Basically.
she's saying it's one space harpy. It's really good. I also watched it too. I like it. I like Shooty. I love him. He's a great actor. I love him as a doctor. Can't wait for the new season. We're getting a new companion also. So it'll be interesting because we got some things we have to close. They did reference back to his original companion in the holiday special. And just, you can tell that he's still not over her, but he knows he has to let go of her. And so it's still kind of
Mhm.
good. He still has feelings for the companion, um, his old companion, which is okay. Nothing wrong with it. But it's like I said, this Doctor Who is much more emotional, much more conscious of what they do. And I'm not a huge Doctor Who fan either. I just know some stuff, but it's kind of interesting. I like it. Um, and I probably would not have watched it if it wasn't for Shooty. But I like this Doctor. I can't wait to see what next season is going to bring. So I agree with Mizzy. It's about a 1. Um, really good, really fun. Love the actors. Can't wait for next season. Nerd.
Might I recommend the Jinx Monsoon episode with the
Yes.
Maestro?
Absolutely.
That one is so good.
My favorite one of last season was the Bridgerton episode.
I will have to check that out. I have never seen Bridgerton, so I don't know what kind of frame of reference I need for that?
Oh, just don't worry about it. Just go watch that episode, and you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite episode of the whole thing, of the entire series, in my opinion.
Nice.
The Bridgerton episode. So
It's really hard for me to pick between the Bridgerton and the Jinx Monsoon episode.
Yeah.
Don't make me pick. Give me both.
All right. So my next one was the one I watched last night, which was The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Pedro
I've been wanting to watch
Pascal
that.
and Nicolas Cage. And it was so Nicolas Cage in every way. Like, it's very meta, making fun of himself. Goes off to a private island, ends up getting wound up with the CIA trying to spy on the guy he's staying with, and then they become best. Yeah, like the whole scene, the whole gif of them like looking at each other in the car. They're on mushrooms or no, they're on acid in that scene.
Yeah.
Um,
Even better.
yeah, no, they're totally tripping on acid and just like. But no, as far as Nicolas Cage movies go, like the plot didn't need to be complicated. He like saved his relationship with his daughter and made a friend and ran around with the CIA. I mean, how could everything possibly go wrong, or how could this possibly be a horrible plot? Like it's yeah, it's just Nicolas Cage, and it drops so many titles. Like it name drops a bunch of his movies or various roles, and it's just people making fun of his worst roles. It trolls himself, and so therefore I give it a 1. It was pretty dang good. It was by no means amazing, but it's a Nicolas Cage movie, and it does not disappoint in what I expected.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, Pedro Pascal is still bae.
oh yeah. So I had a couple of movies on while I was working on some building of lists and reading about Trench Crusade and researching and all this other stuff. And um, movie was on. My spouse was watching it, called Mother's Instinct. Mother's Instincts is about a movie somewhere in the 50s and 60s or whatever, um, where this mother's son falls and dies from a tragic accident. And the couple next door, their kids played together, so on and so forth. And it's about Anne Hathaway going crazy, wanting to have their son because her son has died. And so it's like this single white female, stalker, murder, and so on and so forth, and killing people, and she gets away with all that stuff because, of course, back then there wasn't the technology to do whatever type thing, and it it was like, this lady's fucked up. This lady's got problems, and it was one of the first things I've ever seen where Anne Hathaway plays a bad person. But I love the style, very much, 50s housewife, era and clothes and cars, and I love that time period when we see it in movies. So it's actually really neat, and I love the closer, and that's it's very very classy and awesome. But the movie is fucked up. Um, and the lady, I mean, and she plays a great character. She played a great bad guy, and everything was done really well. Enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, even though it was kind of creepy and bad. Um, but I give it like 1.5 space herpes because it's not really my genre of things I like to watch. But it wasn't bad. There's nothing wrong with it. Just not my typical thing. But you know, it was different and interesting. Mizzy?
You want some really cool, chill, gay comfort show? Watch Queer Eye. Yeah.
That's not a comfort. That's not a comfort show. That's a hit you in the feels show.
It can be both.
See, Mizzy's finally
Okay,
learning.
It's a hit you in the good feels and makes you cry.
I didn't cry on this one. I was very entertained
Okay.
and I loved it. It was about I cannot remember her name, but she was a um Vegas showgirl.
Mm.
Before she, stopped and had kids and, did all the life stuff and everything. And I love the magic that they work with these people. It is so great. Go live your best life. Yes. So, for what they do, 0 space herpes. For in your feels, oh my god, 1. Cause yeah.
All right.
It's not so much me learning Gonzo, it's accepting it.
There you go.
Because I've accepted it doesn't mean I like it either.
Nerd, what's your next one?
My next one is the first 2 episodes of Secret Level. First of all, can we talk about Tiamat?
All right, so fair warning. If you haven't seen Secret Level and you don't want to be spoiled, please leave now. You have until the count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Spoilers for Secret Level.
All right, so dragons, and epic dragons. I really enjoyed that. Basically, it was an encounter.
Yeah.
And it's the party, like, you could easily identify the classes, the races, like the tropes, kind of a thing. But I really enjoyed the little story arc that we got, and the dragons that they animated were so stunning, so pretty. I just the the gra- the graphics alone, the art style alone was just absolutely bonkers in terms of it on a technical level. Um, but that it gave me some ideas of things to do in, like, my campaigns if I have dragons or something uh
If
more
you have
prevalent.
dragons, like you don't have dragons.
No, dragons more prevalent.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Like, if I were to focus more on the dragons in my world, kind of a thing, like another run of this world, kind of a thing. Another timeline. And then what was the second episode based on? Because that was also really, really good. The art style of that one was giving me arcane vibes in a way.
What was the episode again? What was it about?
That was the samurai.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Hold on. Sifu.
Sifu, yeah. It's a video game where when you die, you get older, but you get more powerful.
Ah. Gotcha. So that explains why I didn't fully understand that one, but I still enjoyed it, and I liked the main character and the old woman with the dumplings shop.
Yeah.
Like, it was very sweet. So so far 0.
Good.
The people who did Love, Death, and Robots are knocking it out of the park yet again. But again, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. I couldn't get episode 3 to play, so I just continued on with my housework.
I'm going to tell you right now, episode 1 was really good. It was a very good D&D, and it was quick and easy, and you represented the characters really well. You represented the classes very well. Everyone got to shine. The dwarven monk was really cool. I don't know if it was a gnome or a halfling wizard, but she was
I think that's gnome.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with too.
I like that she was spicy.
Yeah, she was spicy. She was like, finally. And then, it goes through, and the paladin was a good paladin. It was, there. And then the ending scene.
I wish we'd seen a little more of the druid.
Yep. I mean, you actually get to see the druid without knowing it's a druid at the very beginning of it, because the druid shapeshifts. That was a druid shapeshifting into were form or bear or whatever it was, going through the camp.
Yeah.
But the ending scene where the individual puts up a shield barrier over Tiamat, and then she's like, "We found our cleric," and I'm like, "Fuck! Let me see these people fight now."
Right.
Which is really cool. They brought Tiamat. I mean, Tiamat's always an awesome, evil, bad person to see, but I'd love to see if they did like in Love, Death, and Robot. They did them like part 2 of these guys going on adventuring. I'd love to see that. It would be really cool because it did get renewed for another season. So if you're listening, guys, please give us part 2 of the Dungeons and Dragons scene, or at least give us more history with them. I'd love to see them again. So yeah, that was a very good D&D episode to watch because all the bad guys were cool, all the good guys were cool. Everybody got to shine. Everybody got to do something. Um, Seeing the dwarven monk was pretty cool because he had his shield strapped to his arms. Which we actually had someone do that in a role playing game. They strapped bucklers to their forearms. He used it to punch with. So dual wielding bucklers. So all right. My next one. I regrettably have to say I watched Borderlands, and holy fuck was that shitty. Because I suffer for you. I suffer so you don't have to.
He suffers so I don't have to waste my time.
Yeah. And so it was on, and so I watched it. It took me like 2 tries to finish it. 3 actually, because it was bad. This was horrible. I mean, how could you go wrong with Borderlands? Just do a bunch of fighting, a bunch of shooting, a bunch of shitty jokes, a bunch of inappropriate jokes, and go do
and lots of blood.
Yeah, and it would have been good. I mean, it was just bad. I was so upset with it because and I knew it was going to be because the reviews came out. So I was like, I will take the hit for everybody just so we can make a good confirmation. But yeah, it was bad. I mean, this thing's hitting like 4 space herpes. It's that bad. It's a complete bomb in the theater, complete bomb everywhere else. I think only people that are watching it is so they could see if it was bad or not, type thing. But I mean, it was horrible. The acting was horrible. The sets were bad. Everything just was not good. Action, nothing. It was just plain old bad.
Not even Jack Black as Claptrap.
You didn't even know it was Jack Black for the 99% of it. Really, you couldn't even tell because the voice was so distorted, and his lines were some of the worst. It was bad.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. I think they made him voice it, but they changed his voice so much to sound like the Claptrap in the video game that you couldn't tell it was him. Yeah, it was just not good. Not good at all. So I'm rating this like 4 space herpes. Complete pass. Do not go, do not collect anything. Just take my word for it. Don't do it.
Say no.
Just say no to Borderlands. But it just was not good whatsoever. I didn't even think the characters that were playing were actually represented the characters in the video game very well either. It was just not good, not good at all. I feel sorry for them too because they were supposed to make some decent money off of this and it tanked hardcore. Mizzy, you got anything?
I believe I've covered everything that I watched this week.
Okay. Nerd?
I've got a couple of game trailers that I watched.
Okay.
They came out a little while back from the Game Awards. But Witcher 4 looks badass as hell. We get to see Ciri as the main character as an adult, which means she had to have gone through the Witcher mutation as an adult. Or at least a young woman, which we can only imagine but you get to see her fight some in the. I don't want to spoil it, but you see her fight something we have never seen before, and it is creepy. And also just loving the weapon choices that they made for her. Like I was excited about Wild Hunt when it came out. Loved the Witcher series, at least the first 2 seasons. And I'm very excited to see where they go with Witcher 4. And the graphics again look stunning. And I'm very, very excited. So I give this one like 0.
I'm
I'm
looking
excited.
forward to it too. I mean, I love the Witcher games, period. I hope that they don't release it early. I hope they release it when it is complete and finished and
Yep.
good. Because if they don't, it's gonna really, really hurt them on sales. Um, so I'm really waiting. I'm hoping they don't release it until it's ready, and not being
Yeah, I
pressured
hope.
by investors and such.
Yeah, same.
Cookie asked if I'm going to take one for the team and watch Craven. Yes, I will take one for the team and watch Craven.
Okay, even I might watch Craven.
It's considered one of the worst ones of all the Sony Marvel movies.
And
So
I'm told it's not really, and I was told it's not even. I was told it's not as bad as Madam Web.
well, I don't think anybody can get as bad as Madam Web, but that's a different story. All
I
right, sorry.
just I
Other
find
game
it
trailers.
ironic. Oh, it's okay. The other 2 are going to be PlayStation exclusives, so I
hmm
don't know which, if either, I'll play. One of them's called uh, Kazan the First Berserker, and it's like 80s hair barbarian, like Doom level blood splatter, just hack and slash fighting giant monsters, kind of fantasy. I like there's just the teaser trailer for it, but it got my attention in a way I didn't expect. So, like, I loves me a good hack and slash roguelite, and I'm curious to see what the gameplay is like.
Yeah, it's
And
giving me um, God of War vibes.
yes, I would not mind that. I'm actually going to be playing my first playthrough of God of War, so you'll get to hear me talk about that in the upcoming
Ooh,
in upcoming podcasts. So,
I'm excited for
uh,
that. I love God of War.
and I have Ragnarok on my PlayStation, so I'm going to play through it on Steam. I'm going to play through God of War on Steam and then Ragnarok on PlayStation. So, uh, and then the last one is uh, Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, and it seems to focus on it's like very very 80s inspired, like super super 80s. um it's it's going to have Kumail Nanjiani in it. He's playing the character that you are appear to be going after. You're a bounty hunter in space, so not quite like Boba Fett vibes, but much more like 80. I don't know. It's got like very very hardcore 80s vibes. Like it, they show them putting on a Pet Shop Boys song. Like it's
You
very 80s.
you know who's doing the soundtrack and the soundtrack to the entire game, right?
No.
Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross.
Ooh,
That makes me want to play it even more.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. Expect me to play that one when it comes out.
yeah. That one looked pretty interesting. Trent Reznor aside, great guy, great sound. It'll have a great soundtrack. Um, and I hope it does good. My biggest problem that I've had with video games lately is coming out too early or overhyping and just not being, as good as they look. So I'm looking forward to that one too because
Yeah.
it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and it's been a while since a PlayStation game has really caught my attention.
Yeah, that
it's
one
been a
So,
looks
while.
interesting.
ye that, and I'll probably another one that I plan to get next time it goes on sale is Horizon Forbidden West.
Yes, that's a good one.
Ye.
That was a really
So
good
yeah,
one.
that's it for me.
I didn't have anything else. So not to worry about it, but that is our time. We're at 8:30. Guys, we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you watching. Make sure you check us out on Wednesday night, where Gonzo will be either streaming with somebody, either video games or miniature painting. It all just depends. Um, don't make sure to check us out on Sunday. We do the pre-ramble at 6:30, just some fun stuff, and then the podcast at 7. Make sure you also check out Nerd's channel where she does her own streaming and own painting. So hopefully her weather will get better so she can do that because it's supposed to be cold this old next week.
Yep, I'm not having high hopes.
Yeah, nobody is. Guys, please take care of yourself. Please watch out for each other. Please look out for the people that you are around. And sometimes it's just saying, "Hey, how's it going?" And you can just hang out. And always check out our Discord. We hang out there quite a bit, either playing games or just chatting or whatever. And if you're playing Final Fantasy 14, look us up. Mizzy and I will have no problems if you want to join us in game.
Yee.
So,
Yee.
for More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Nerd.
I'm busy.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to More Than Dice, making the world a better, nerdier place, one dumb joke at a time. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. For more nerdy action or to connect with your hosts, check them out on Facebook.com/morethandice and Twitch.tv/more_than_dice. Until next time, stay nerdy, stay proud, and we'll see you soon on the More Than Dice podcast.